Welcome back to Math Success Seminar Online. I'm going to introduce decimals and the placeholders for larger numbers with decimals, because coming up is going to be all the operations we covered: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, order of operations, and maybe even fractions, but we're going to be doing all that with decimals coming up. So before doing anything like that, I want to talk about what is a decimal, what it looks like, what the names are for the different places. So here I just wrote a very long number in sequence. So this is 1,234,567, and looks like 890,123 millionths. And I'm going to talk about how to express decimals into words and how to equate them. So this might be the most important position of them all because it only happens once, and this is the ones position. This is just to the left of the decimal. So if we didn't have a decimal, it might look like this. And it's implied at the end of any number that the decimal is right here. But since we have this additional hanging onto it, then these are to the right of the decimal. These are less than 1. So this is this huge number and then a little bit of change left over. You can even think about $3.75. So $3 is how many dollars you have, which would be the ones position. 75 cents is the fractions of a dollar that you actually have. So just going down the line, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands is the next, 10,000, 100,000, million. I didn't fit it on here, but 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion. So notice it always goes something, 10 something, 100 something. So it's either ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. They always repeat each other like that. Every 3. So to the right of the decimal, our first place is not the oneths, it's the tenths. And notice all of these actually mirror all of those, but there's this TH hanging on to the end of them, which implies that it is in the denominator, or oh my gosh, not denominator, it is in the decimal. So directly to the left of this is the tens position, directly to the right is the tenths position. And it follows the same pattern: tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millionths, 10 millionths, 100 millionths, billionths. So that's just the name of where they are, because if somebody tells you, I have 6 tens, I have 5 ones, and then I have 1 hundredth. So how can we write this out? We know 6 is going in this position, 1s is going here. Then you have the decimal. And notice they don't mention anything about the tenths. We're going right to the hundredths. 1/100th. So that means there's no tenths, but there's only 1/100th. So that is how you would place something like that. I guess another one would be something like, so we have no ones, no tens, no hundreds, nothing bigger than 1. But we have 3 tenths, 2 hundredths, and 4 thousandths. So the way that you would express this is always by the last number. What is the place of the last number? Well, this is the thousandth position. So I would express this, I would write this out as 324. And since this is the thousandths position, you list that. Thousandths, ran out of room, sorry. So 324 thousandths. You wouldn't say 3/10, 2/100ths, 4/1000s. You would just go to the last one. And I mean, feel free to use this chart at any point, or if you Google decimal places, probably some nicer images show up than this one, because I tried to fit everything onto one. So decimals are only part of a whole. What do I mean by that? Like if I split this into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here I have bars, 10 bars, and here I have 100 little spaces. So what fraction or what decimal of these are we going to talk about? 4 out of 10 pieces can be expressed as 4/10ths. Let me write that below, actually. So this is 4 out of 10 pieces, which is 4/10ths, which is also written as 0.4. So I'm going to shade in the exact amount as the last one. Notice here we have 4 out of 10, but now this represents 40 pieces out of 100 pieces, which is 40 hundredths. So 40 hundredths. So how do we write that? We have this 0 to represent the hundredths position. But keep in mind that these two things are actually equal to each other. Because anytime you have a 0 hanging on to the right, it becomes less important, because 40 hundredths and 4/10ths still shade the same amount of a fraction, or the same amount of the square, which can also be expressed as fractions. I might get more into detail with this later, especially with decimal division, just to show kind of where decimals come from and how you can work with them. But this is a brief introduction to decimals. Knowing the place and knowing the names, I think, is the most important at this point. And I will catch you next time.